Ever since I read my brilliant friend Townsend Wardlaw's blog piece about the truth, I've been thinking about how it applies to my own life. And it applies in every way. Certainly as a professional, as most of you know, I'm an executive recruiter, and in some ways I'm paid to evaluate and analyze and opine about my candidates and about my clients' opportunities. And that's my truth. And yet I think that we get into a trap of getting stuck in our truth. The truth is subjective. Everyone has their own flavor, their own unique flavor of the truth. And as long as you're speaking from your heart, as long as you mean what you say, then you're on the right track. But when you start getting into disagreements or having a challenge about the way other people are receiving your opinion, that's where I think it's easy to get trapped. That's where we can lose our personal power. That's where we can take things personally. And that's where, as a sales professional, whether it's me or whether it's you, I think we can all learn that it's a great idea to not hold on to that truth, to opine it, to speak it, to be it, but then to let it go and not to get trapped in it. I think it makes our lives a lot easier to accept the fact that everyone lives their own truth, everyone sees the world differently. It's impossible to walk in another man's shoes, as the cliche. And if you think about the world we live in, it's very divisive in many ways, and yet in some ways that's great, as long as you don't take it all too personally or too seriously or get stuck in one side or the other. Aaron Rodgers or the Green Bay Packers, Donald Trump or Joseph Biden. It's easy to think that getting set in that way of looking at things is right. Right is kind of like the truth. Even your standards are subjective. Everyone's are. So I think it's really helpful to back off on getting too held and to surrender and allow others' opinions to flow through you, to receive them. And if and when you are challenged, and if and when others disagree, if and when others get you angry, to let that in and try to relax about it, and ultimately to release it. I know it's hard, believe me, that's what I'm learning. And I've been much more impetuous throughout my life in reacting. But as I have learned to receive and to release, that's where I find the juices in life, to grow in that way. And I love expressing myself. I mean what I say. And there is the rub. It's so hard to then let that go. But that's all you can do, and move on to the next. We all learn, and that exercise of relaxing and releasing is just like any other exercise. It doesn't come easily, but the more you try it, the better you get at it, and the more I think you'll grow spiritually and have an easier way of looking at the world the more you do that. I hear the term righteous anger being thrown around, and all I can say is I think those terms are mutually exclusive. Whether it's an argument with your partner or whether it's the death of George Floyd, anger is anger, and if you hold on to it, it's not going to help. It's certainly okay to feel it. It's actually really helpful to feel it. But then you have to get to a point where you can relax and release it, or else we'll be living in a lot of anger. So here's to a peaceful summer, a wonderful Mother's Day, a wonderful Memorial Day holiday, and to a wonderful time as we enjoy the blessings that we all share. Thank you.